Welcome back to another semester of All Access. I'm Lloyd Wilson.
And I'm Kyle Hoos. We have some great stories to share today. And what are you most excited to discuss about, Lloyd?
Rowan continues to be NJAC champions, and we dominate the NJAC once again, and also a big trade in the city of brotherly love.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about this. Trades, Super Bowl, Rowan sports, action-packed, so much to talk about, so many emotions. I know you have a lot going through your head right now. I can't wait to hear it.
You gotta get it out.
To start off, the Rowan field hockey team has 16 members selected to the NFHCA National Academic Squad. Dana DiMinchez has been selected for her 5th time, while Christina Castellana, Bridget Gunyon, and Morgan Mulvey has been recognized 4 times. The women have put on a great season and even a 16-game win streak before falling to the top-ranked Middlebury in the semifinals. Looking forward to next season, how they will bounce back, but these girls definitely deserve the recognition.
The women's basketball team unfortunately fell to NJCU 73-59. Even in the loss, Dakota Adams and Nicole Mallard finished in double figures. Next game will be back here in Glassboro this Saturday. Game starts at 3 p.m.
While staying with field hockey, Rowan University is to host the Division III championship this upcoming season. The semifinals and finals will take place at Richard Wacker Stadium November 19th and 20th. This is the first time in school history that they will be hosting the last rounds, but the Profs has made it in the past. Hopefully the girls can be back in there fighting for a title and winning it at home. The last time they won was 2002.
Baseball season is slowly approaching, and the Profs were picked first in the NJAC preseason poll. The Profs received 9 out of the 10 votes in the balloting among conference head coaches. The Profs are defending NJAC champions, having won the conference tournament and taking the regular season crown with a record of 17-1. The Profs were 29-6 overall and won the NCAA Marietta Regional while also making the school's 6th appearance in the NCAA Division III College World Series. Can't wait to see how they shake things up this season.
The Rowan men's basketball team had a great win over the Jersey City Knights with a score of 107-104. 3 of the Rowan's best players all had 20-plus point games. Andrew Seeger had 24, while Marcellus Ross and Haviz Melvin had 23 points. Ross sealed the game with 1 second left by shooting his free throws. With an impressive record of 19 wins and 4 losses on the season, they are looking forward to beating a rival in Ramapo College. This will be closing out the season by playing Montclair State University and aim to become a strong team in the playoffs.
The Rowan men's indoor track and field team continues to trend upward after 2 more outings at Ithaca College and Alvernia University on Saturday, February 5th. With that, we'll take a look at more pro sports talk right after this break.
Hey, chat. Why do I wear a mask? Because when I'm not behind the screen, my mask is my cheat code. And when we stop the spread, we level up. What's the next level? Hanging with friends again. You're right, masks have always been a part of our community. I miss you guys too. Being face-to-face is truly the next level. Here's the cheat code. Stop the spread of corona. Mask up, America.
Welcome back to All Access. I'm Nick Earnshaw with your professional sports update. Well, it finally happened. Ben Simmons is on his way to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for James Harden, who will be heading to the Philadelphia 76ers. The full trade went down less than 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours before the NBA trade deadline. The full details of the trade are as follows. The Brooklyn Nets will receive Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. The Philadelphia 76ers will receive James Harden and Paul Millsap. The rumors had swirled around and around for weeks and weeks and even dated back to last season when James Harden wanted out of Houston. And his wish has finally come to fruition with him landing in Philly to play with Joel Hans Embiid. Moving along to the Winter Olympics, they're underway in Beijing for the 2022 Games. For the U.S., Chloe Kim has become the first woman to win back-to-back gold medals in the halfpipe. This is also the last Olympics for Shaun White, as he has competed in 5 Olympic Games and has won 3 gold medals. He competed in the men's halfpipe but did not medal because he placed 4th. A stellar career nonetheless. The 2022 Winter Olympics will run all the way until February 20th. Now, moving along to the big game, Super Bowl 56 will take place at the home stadium for one of the teams once again this year, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosted and won the Super Bowl 55 in the beginning of 2021. This year, the Los Angeles Rams will get to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium against the Cincinnati Bengals. Both starting quarterbacks are starting in their first big game. Joe Burrow is a former college football national champion with LSU and is appearing in his first Super Bowl in his 2nd season. Unbelievable. Matt Stafford is in his first season with the Rams, and after a long career with the Detroit Lions, he will look to add a ring to his resume this Sunday. We'll be back right after this break.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to All Access with the Profs, and we have a fun segment today, as we like to call it, Posterizers. Posterizers is a segment where we take a look at the best dunks from the week around the NBA. First, we have to go to Charlotte, where the Hornets were taking on the Chicago Bulls. Run it. It starts off with LaMelo Ball on the perimeter with a pass to former Sixers guard Ish Smith. And, well, Ish dishes to Kelly Oubre Jr. and posterizes Mr. V, Nikola Vucevic. An absolute monster slam on the dish from Ish by Oubre Jr. Lloyd, I don't know if you could top that one.
I think I can, Nick. So check this out. Marcus Smart dimed up his bro, J-Bro, Jaylen Brown, cutting right down Broadway and rises up over a 7-footer in Mo Bamba and punches it right in his face. Now, if you watch closely, you can see Al Horford in the corner just say, "Oh my God," as he's grabbing his head, as he just banged on him. The Celtics were up 10 before this, but after it felt like they were up 20. Kyle, I like that. Do you like that?
All right, well, Lloyd, Nick, you can talk about J-Bro, you can talk about Mr. V, but wait till what I got. Here we have Greg Brown of the Trailblazers rush in towards center Mike Muscala and makes that man hunch over in pain of how disgusting that move and dunk was. He absolutely posterizes Muscala, and it'll make him think twice about meeting Brown at the rim in the future.
Listen, that was a good one, Kyle, but the dish from Ish, it was amazing. But we'll be right back after this break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Welcome back to All Access with the Profs. Now to professional sports. The NBA trade deadline wrapped up yesterday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and there were a couple of splash trades that went through. What trades were you guys most surprised happened or didn't happen? Lloyd, I'll start with you. I mean, James Harden's a Philadelphia 76er at this point.
I think it's still a bad move, but yeah, sure, he's a 76er. I mean, do you think that they should have got rid of Ben Simmons?
Yes, 100%. It's a great trade for the Sixers, and here's why. Ben Simmons was not playing at all for the 76ers. He was holding out. He was never going to play for them again. That was not going to happen. So you essentially just get him off the books, $30 million away. So he helps out to bring in the superstar of James Harden. Then, you know, you have to give up Seth Curry. You have to give a little to get a little if you're the 76ers. And you now pair Joel Embiid with James Harden. That pick and roll is going to be filthy. Filthy, Lloyd.
So now he goes from a 3-headed monster to a 2-headed. I mean, yeah, sure.
What 3-headed monster?
It was KD, Kyrie, and James.
Yeah.
All he had to do was just wait a little bit, and then they
Who,
was going
Ben?
to roll.
Who, Ben?
Oh, no, Harden. Apparently he pushed the agenda to go with you guys. I have no idea.
Because he knows he can win a title with the 76ers.
Well, it's crazy how in the city of brotherly love, they gave no love to Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons gave no love back to the city of brotherly love.
Well, I guess the love ran out.
It did. It definitely ran out. It definitely ran out. Lloyd, I think with this trade and the 76ers, I think both teams definitely got what they wanted. The Sixers got a bona fide superstar in James Harden. He's been an MVP before. So now you have Ben Simmons going to the Brooklyn Nets. That's going to help them. He's going to facilitate. He can play defense. Still can't shoot the basketball whatsoever. There's going to be a lot of, when he comes back to Philly, there's going to be a lot of Wendy's Frosties given out, I feel like, when he goes to the free throw.
Is that why they tweeted what they tweeted?
Yeah, you did see that.
So
I know you saw that.
I did see
I know
that.
you saw that.
So now the only reason I don't like this move for the Philadelphia 76ers, and you know how I feel about
I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Now, I think that this is an emotional move on his part, on James Harden's part, and I think it's an emotional moment for the fans. You know, you get a star in James Harden, you get the name. However, you're not getting the Harden that you believe that you're going to get. You're not getting Houston. You're going to more likely get, I would say Brooklyn, but to a lesser degree because that hamstring, we don't know where it's at. And then you also have to possibly see Ben Simmons in the playoffs. If that's a risk you want to take, the same guy that they traded away, he may be the same guy that's guarding the guy that you traded for. So, got to see how that works out.
Listen, it's going to be a fun series. I think if they meet in the playoffs, it's going to go 7 games. I think with all the players that each team has, all the bona fide superstar power they have, I think it's going to be a fun series for sure.
Nets in 4.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. I give him 5.
Nets in 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah, Nets
we'll
in
see.
5.
We'll see James Harden, Joel Embiid on the podium at some point down the line, I think.
Yeah,
but you know,
the Hall of Fame podium.
you know, Lloyd, let's move along. You know, after the Bengals won the AFC Championship for the first time since 1988, Joe Shiesty, well, he's been in the discussion. He's going to be playing. What do you feel is going to happen in the big game this Sunday?
I mean, that defense is incredibly crazy. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey on the back end. Also got a former Giant, Dante Dion, a little short guy, but hey, who really cares about him? And then also Eric Weddle led the team in tackles in the NFC Championship. NFC Championship game. It's going to be fun to see. Like, a guy with 40 years old coming off the couch to just come in and play a game. It was a great thing for him. But listen, I have no idea where this game could possibly go. I think the Rams are a team that you have to outshoot. And I hope that Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow, or Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, or how we want to say it, hope they're all ready to play and bring their A game.
You know, Lloyd, what do you think makes Joe Shiesty so fascinating? I mean, before we wrap up, what do you think makes him the social media king and just, you know, that cool dude that's going to be playing in the Super Bowl?
I think it's the cigars. I mean, anytime he wins, he said he has to have a cigar after every victory. We saw it in the LSU championship game when they won the national championship. Now we got to see if he's going to be able to do it in the Super Bowl. And even if he can't come away with a victory in the big game, I think it's just going to be the same thing. You know, he can kick up his feet, take a cigar. So, you know, I was able to go to the big game in my second year. Yeah. And guess what? Had a bad line and did it.
I think so, too. I think it's going to be a fun big game on Sunday. But that's going to wrap us up.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We got the big game coming up. Now, I got to hear your opinions. Bengals, Rams. I want to hear from you guys first, and then I'll tell you mine. What do you think? Who's going to win?
Listen, it's going to be a good game overall. We don't have Tom Brady this year. He's out. He's not in the Super Bowl. Finally, we have new teams, new blood in the Super Bowl. Listen, I think the Bengals have had a storybook year. They beat the Chiefs earlier this year, you know, in the playoffs. I think that was a huge win for them. But I think the Rams have too much firepower, too much star power. They're in their home building. I think Matt Stafford finally gets his ring. I think that's what happens. And I think that offensive line for the Bengals scares me. And that defensive line of the Los Angeles Rams with Aaron Donald, you have Von Miller they acquired during the season. That's going to be very interesting to watch. How is that offensive line going to stop those guys up front, the front seven of the Los Angeles Rams? You saw in the Tennessee Titans game, they gave up 9 sacks to Cincinnati Bengals, and they still won. But I think going against the Rams, it's going to be very hard to beat. I'm slightly going with the Rams. I'd like to see Joe Shiesty put on a show, but I think the Rams are going to win it.
I'm looking at that front line, as you mentioned, Nick, with the Los Angeles Rams. Aaron Donald's been waiting for this moment since the time that they unfortunately fell to Tom Brady back in that low-scoring Super Bowl. What was the final score, like 9-6?
Yeah, it was
extremely
not a
low.
big one.
So I think Aaron Donald wants to be back in this situation, and I think he has the perfect situation. He has another Hall of Famer on the other side of him, so he can feel confident that he can also get to him. He doesn't have to accept all the pressure. And on the back end, you got Jalen Ramsey and also the 40-year-old man and Eric Weddle, who led the team in tackles in the NFC Championships game. So I'm looking at this team. I'm not even looking at the offense. The offense, I feel like, is going to get it done. Again, I said I think the Bengals are going to have to outshoot the Rams, but I really just got to see how this offensive line, as you mentioned, Nick, that 9 sacks. And they did that against a subpar defense. I say Tennessee is a subpar defense. They're solid, but they're not as solid as, obviously, the Los Angeles Rams. So you give any more opportunities to that defense and they score or they lock you up, I think it's a game, set, match. So Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, whatever you want to call him, has to make sure he brings his A game. And Jamar Chase, man, don't get clamped up. Don't get clamped.
I think it's going to be very interesting. You know, I'm rooting for the Rams in this one. It's going to be shootout. I mean, hey, Bengals defensive line's underrated. We saw what they did to Patrick Mahomes. B.J. Hill, Trey Hendrickson. They've got a lot of guys in there. Yeah, former Giant. But I'm going to have to go with the Rams on this one. That offensive is just too crazy. Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr. looking like his prime self, like he was in New York.
Yeah.
You got all those running
he
backs
does.
down there. It's going to be great. It's going to be a shootout. Jamar Chase, he's probably going to have a couple of touchdowns. He's going to amaze us all. But I think the big game overall will be perfect. I got Rams. You got.
I'm going Rams. Rams.
I'll get the Rams.
All right, well, all three of us are going Rams for the big game. But that's all we have for All Access for today. We'll see you next time.
Sorry, Joe Buddha. Buddha.